Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphonic Notes section of Symphony Entertainment's Vampire the Masquerade campaign, Sanguine Arch. These are going to be small, intimate, high impact scenes that take place in between, in the future, or potentially in the past of our kindred that you are following along with their story. We're going to do very brief introductions. We're going to start with Tiffany, and then we're going to end with Ernest, and then we are going to hop into the ritual of subjugation. Tiffany, please very briefly tell us who you are and where people can find you.
My name is Tiffany, and you can find me as Color Cat Designs on Facebook or any social media, and at certain cons like Chaosium Con.
Perfect. And Ernest, our guest storyteller and NPC, please tell us who you are and where people can find you.
Hello, I'm Ernest. You can find me online at Hollow Invective. You can find me on Blue Sky there. Also, you can find me not necessarily on my own Twitch channel because obviously I just leave that to rot, but I do make appearances like these uh, in other streams. So if you want to have me in your stream, let me know.
Fantastic. If you're looking to contact Tiffany or Ernest, their information, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, is in the description below. Thank you for joining us for this upcoming Symphony Notes. The ritual of subjugation. Ivy, you've stepped off of Elysium grounds after hearing news that seems impossible. The chantry in Vienna has fallen. The Tremere pyramid is broken. Shortly after that, you don't remember much except for the panic and the helplessness. And that helplessness is visceral, not just because you've been staked by, you presume, your own, but because that is one particular emotion that you don't grapple well with. Helplessness. I am going to surrender the scene to my collective group of storytellers and our guest storyteller and NPC to Ivy waking up on a floor. It's damp, concrete, stone. You're not entirely sure. And then we're going to pick up from there. Ernest, where are we and what do we see?
We are in a stone room. There are people in a semicircle around Ivy. They are just out of sight, only in silhouette. There's the rustling of others in the near distance. Moses, however, is on a balcony, perhaps slightly above you, looking down as you wake. The floor is slightly slick, and has a tacky feeling to it, as if had been there recently.
When this camera pans in on Moses on this elevated perch looking down, what do we see? What do we see of Moses? What is he wearing? What is his physical appearance? And what is the definition or the embodiment of power that radiates off of him?
He is a large man. His eyes open and close slowly, as if he's chewing on a thought. He is wearing long wine colored robes, a large necklace. His hands have no rings, and they are well muscled. And every movement that Tiffany makes, he peers down trying to understand, trying to imply and import to her the level of disappointment he has. Good evening.
Um, yeah, as soon as she wakes up, she's probably gonna pop herself up on her elbows really quick, like check herself over, and then like look around and realize, oh shit, and then look up.
No, no, not too quickly.
Ivy, what's going through your mind right now? I've got that. Oh fuck, for sure, but just takes a step deeper, further.
Um, there she's trying to push down fear because she's probably never been through this before and she doesn't want to appear weak, especially in front of Moses. So she also doesn't want to be vulnerable, but doesn't want to move because she doesn't want to do something wrong. So she's kind of stuck.
It is hard to not feel vulnerable. You are surrounded, possibly by your clanmates in silhouette. There's only one beam of light that spills down upon you. You are obviously still clothed, but you can see that there are manacles on the floor.
Mm.
She will slowly get to her knees and just sit down with her hands in front of her, like in her lap, and her head down.
That is the most promise you have shown in years.
Mm.
Ivy, if you were to use a word to describe your behavior, what would it be?
She's like struggling and like searching her mind, like rapidly going through words. Um, Independent.
That is a word. I would use wastrel. I would use feckless. I would use loose. What do you think of those words? Do those sit well with your soul, Ivy?
No.
Good girl. But yet, it's all I've seen.
I'm sorry I put someone before you.
Before me, No, you put someone before yourself, before your brothers and sisters. That's who you're disappointing tonight. My bar for you is in a twice locked basement.
Mm.
But I hope that we can start a new chapter. We can build on this. We can make a roadmap for success from your inadequacy, Ivy.
What do I need to do?
Well, I believe you already know the first part as he gestures downwards in the direction of the manacles that are in front of you.
She will scoot over and put the manacles on.
Quick question for you here, Ivy. As you slip your right folded hand beneath the weight and the implications and the incoming punishment of this first manacle, and you fasten it, your mind immediately goes back to a woman that was bound by these same manacles at some point in your history in this same stone chamber with your sire at the same perch executing judgment. What did they do to her when she was manacled?
Um, I think that they probably walked around her and told her how poor, like whatever poor words they could use to hurt her, and they probably let her get hungry for a while so that she could remember who it was that was making sure she was fed.
So, those screams that you probably remember the last time you were in this chamber or walking by this chamber were those screams of a frenzy born from starvation. That's a very particular sound, Ivy. The gasping, screaming wails of a frenzied clanmate being denied the one thing that you require to survive, which is blood. I'm curious, Moses, how long did you keep her there on the fringes, on the edges, bound to the ground? Was this
I believe
days? Was
I
it
believe
weeks?
I believe I left her for weeks. I believe that I walked a ghoul by her every other day just to remember the phantom of the taste of blood. And
Are they gonna?
sometimes
Mhm.
we would have dinner, all of us together, but none for you, none for her.
You can hear, no, Ivy, you can't hear. You can feel that girl's hollow, starving screams on the inside of your rib cage, wrapped around a heart that no longer beats. And that's when the first manacle goes on. You
I'm
apply the
going
second.
to.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, but before I reach for the second one, I'm going to make sure my hand is not shaking.
Do you succeed?
Probably just barely by clenching my teeth and balling up my other fist so that my nails dig into the palms of my hand. And then I can get the other one on.
Moses is almost imperceptible, but you're a very observant and calculating man. Your child is maintaining her pride to get through this, but you can catch just that feather ping of that metal manacle dancing in a trembling hand. It's faint. The individuals on the ground, your subordinates probably missed it, but somehow you at that perch may, if you find it most interesting for the story, have caught on. Wheels, back to you.
We are always so far from glory, Ivy. Always. With the manacles on, your summation was correct as your clanmates walk about you. In shadow, speaking your name, speaking your misdeeds, speaking their perceptions of you. There are other lights because this is, in fact, a show. Moses turns
Mm.
everything into a show. There are other lights that brighten behind him, warm lights, not the cold shaft of light that envelops you. A table is being set. Supplicants, after they pray, walk to the table, take off their shoes, wash their feet in the basin, and then they sit upon the table ready. One of your clanmates will take just enough blood from you to season each neck of each person who sits on that table.
Mm.
The angle, even though you are sitting and even though you are prostrated, allows you to look up upon this long table, this table lined in glorious warm light as your brothers and sisters all walk away from you. Each of their faces slightly revealed in the light, their scorn, their hatred for you, their distaste. All of them, all of that spun up by Moses.
Mm.
She is going to try for as long as she can to sit as straight as she can and to keep any emotion off her face. And at some point, she's going to fail. And at some point, there's going to be at least one blood tear that falls, at least. But she's going to try her best to keep it together.
Tiffany, there is no way that you can tee me up with an opportunity like that and then you and I don't explore it together. We have to go now, babe. And we're going to have to go hand in hand. You did this for us, and I am grateful for this opportunity. One of your clanmates said something to you that cut all the way through to your core. And I think it would be most interesting if it was something that had to do with Angel. If we're looking at the series of events, you have been provoking the disapproval and the ire and the frustration of your clan for some months since you've been dating Angel. You're coming up on your year anniversary. So it's been a heap of months, you didn't realize how closely the clan had been following you in these last weeks. You weren't aware that you were being watched with the scrutiny that you have been. And there's a glimmer of shame as you try to reconcile how did you miss that? But then you are Banu Hakim, aren't you? They're just as talented as you are, if not better. And when Moses puts their mind to a certain task, they execute upon it unapologetically. And you have been distracted. Love can be very distracting. What did one of your own say to you that shattered that last piece of resolve that you had been maintaining?
Well, I think it would be two things back to back.
Oof.
One would have called me a Bruja lapdog. The other one saying that he should have let me die in that stadium.
The Bruja lapdog. Even if you survive this encounter, you know that you may never outrun that perception in your clan, the Bruja lapdog. The Banu Hakim who walks a Bruja's leash, who straddles his lap, who surrenders herself to her affections and to him. The Bruja lapdog. Yeah, that does hurt. And you're wearing the scars on your face right now from what should be a champion and well held encounter. Your first encounter with lupines. They would have rather seen you die that night than to watch you embarrass yourself the way that you have now. Ernest, back to you.
there is a there's a plinth in front of you. So you have high this high perch, this table of glory. You are down on the floor, casting this shaft of harsh blue cold light, and there's a plinth in front of you. And with a wave of Moses' hand, there's writing that begins to appear on that plinth, and it says, "I have done evil in thy sight, and I bear the scars of my folly. None may cleanse the stain but I, and within me it shall dwell forevermore. Blessed be the hands that halted my descent, the aged and the wise who stood in thy stead. I am cast down and cannot lift my face. Sorrow is my garment, and repentance my song. In dust and silence I do wait, for mercy I cannot earn, but still do seek."
She will probably put her forehead down onto the ground and try and wait agonizingly for him to get bored because that's all that she can hope for.
There are moments where he almost strays away. He's about to say something, and then something catches his attention. You're not sure what. He it's not clear if he is milking a dramatic pause
Mm.
or something is wrong. It's hard to tell. Oh yes, yes. Your owner. Where are they?
My owner.
Yes, your brothers and sisters tell me you are owned.
It, he's probably doing his job.
And what is that exactly? What do you see that as?
Well, he's the sheriff. He protects the city.
Roof, roof, roof. There's barking from a shadow. There's snickering from another one, and then that call and response, arf, arf. And there's just this subtle wave of Bruja lapdog barking that responds anytime you speak highly of your owner.
You know, I was willing to let this go for so long. I deluded myself for you, truly. But then, the incident with Al Ashran happened. Like, you do you realize what that has cost us?
I I, I didn't think. I just didn't think.
No, too busy caught in a in a in a morass, in a sticky molasses-like fervor, caught in the dross of your feelings. Acknowledgement, just acknowledgement. You know how I know that you're a dog? Because a dog only begs its master for meals, it does not truly negotiate. Like you did not negotiate on our behalf because you didn't think, because you were overcome with the righteousness of your master. Does that sit well with your soul, Heavy? Your inadequacy?
That's such a terrible question.
No.
How can you make amends?
I don't. I don't know. I'll I'll stay here. I won't speak to him. I won't speak to any of them. I'll just do my job.
I can't have you here pining like some mewling trollop. I think that if you want to be so close, I should arrange that for you. Better yet, you should arrange that for yourself. How close can a kindred be to another kindred? Do you know?
I'm sure there's many ways.
List them.
I'm sure there's some rituals I don't know about. There's the blood bond.
Hmm.
Um, there's I'm sure there's other things. I mean, I've heard rumors and whispers of diablerie, but I don't know what that does.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you don't? The diablerie, the amaranth, it's like a gently blossoming flower as a kindred, as the last bit of blood leaves their body, and you can sup on their very essence. Some say you can still feel them echo in your blood forevermore. That is how close kindred can be. So, what I want you to do, Ivy, is I want you to become as close as possible with this sheriff. So very close. Do you understand me?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
You say you do, but I don't think you do. As you as you sit here, you will repeat this chant at sunrise and sunset. You will know what it means to starve. You will know what it means to be hungry. And you will truly know what it means to give for your clan.